Anyway, so we are live right now. Thanks everybody for coming in today. I know the festive period has started. I know a lot of you have started your festivities. You want to get started with that. But for those of you who are in your placement years, or if you're 2021 batch, this is all for 2021 people. If you're there, then there's no time to rest, because if you've got placed, then great, celebrate. And if you have not yet got placed, now is the time to keep preparing, because if you lose out campus opportunities, then off campus becomes a little bit more tricky. That is, losing out after you've graduated becomes tricky. By any chance, if 2020 batch and below are watching, that is 2019, 18, 17, any one of these previously batch are watching this, do subscribe to this channel. Pretty soon we are going to do one video about how even after you've graduated, so that means if you're someone who's graduated in 2020 or before, you can also get a job. So we're going to do a video on that. Just subscribe to this channel to get on that part. Today we are specifically going to do a few questions based on the Wipro Elite National Talent Hunt recruitment. So this is what we're going to do today, the recruitment dive. And before you all start asking how to apply and everything, I'll just share that with all of you right now. So let me just get started with that one. This is the general pattern. A lot of people were asking about the pattern, right? So this is the general pattern. This is the, you have verbal, reasoning, numerical, essay writing and coding. However, this was the pattern last year, that is for 2020, conducted in 2019. Basically, this was the pattern last year. This year, just want to tell you, no official notification has come out for National Talent Hunt yet. For campuses, for very, very specific campuses, the questions have, sorry, the campus, for very specific campuses, the drives have started. But though that has not started yet. What I'm trying to say is, one second, I think people can't see me. Let me just check if people can see me or not. Let me just get, you all can see me. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I guess you can, but there's some lag, I guess. All right, one second, let me just get this sorted. Yeah, okay, looks like it's working now. Anyways, just coming back, so as I was saying, for off campus, or so that is for certain campuses, this drive has started. Wipro Elite National Talent Hunt has started up right now. That is, Wipro campus drives have started. For other campuses, if you're not yet tied up with Wipro, if you're not specifically tied up with that camp, like your campus is not tied up with them, we expect Elite National Talent Hunt to be announced sometime pretty soon. It's generally going to happen at the end of November, or if max early December. That's what we expect. No official confirmation has come yet. Please wait for the official confirmation before you can go ahead and start practicing yourselves, and basically before you get any official information. However, it might be that it's very late when the official information comes. You may not have time to prepare. So please make sure that you start preparing beforehand itself. This is the pattern that we observed last year. That is the verbal, reasoning, numerical. 1 hour people had to do these questions. And these were all, they were of the similar aptitude level that you would have of let's say NQT or InfyTQ. Like, that's the kind of aptitude level you have. For essay writing and for coding, essay writing, again, a very basic essay would be given, and you need to know how to write that particular essay. So that is there. And for coding, 2 coding questions would be there. Today I'm going to discuss 2 coding questions that are actually very similar to the ones being asked by different companies, right? So depending on the feedback that we've got from the different students who've attended the companies, we have got these coding questions, and I'll just do them, but I'll be doing them on the Edyst platform. And for you yourselves to also access these questions on the Edyst platform, simply sign up on the Edyst Wipro course. That is edyst.com/course-info/Wipro. You could also sign up on this link given below over here. The link is also mentioned in the description below, so you have it everywhere. You don't need to worry about it. You can just go click on it. We have all the solutions to all coding questions are there. All MCQ questions have explanations. For those who don't, like 1 or 2, if they're not there, they're being uploaded as we speak. And you have 24/7 access to the platform. You can actually get support from all our mentors when you are doing the coding questions. You have 1 mock test free of cost. I'll just show you where you can get that as well. So you have 1 mock test completely free. When you log into the course, when you go to the link that I've given you, this is the page that you will see. When you click try 1 free module, this is what will open up for you. This intro to Wipro Elite NTH will be there for you, and everything else will be locked. So you can at least go and try out 1 free module and 1 free mock test in that. So this 1 mock test is there for you, Wipro mock test number 1. You can click that. and you can get one coding question with the logic and other coding questions as well. And I've added one more coding question here called bucket IDs, which is the one I'm going to do right now. But the other ones, the Wipro Analytical, Wipro Verbal, these are all MCQ questions based on the previous format. It's not the exact questions, it's on the similar format of the questions. So it's based on similar format which you can go and attempt as well, right? So yeah, everybody, before I start the session, please like the session. So many of you are watching. It will be great if more people can come in. Please like the session and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that more people can come to know about it. Okay. Right. Okay, let's get started with today's question. Today I'll try to cover two coding questions today. One of them is freely available to all of you, and one of them will be something that's paid. So I'll just start with the one of the free coding questions, which is bucket IDs. And explained, if you want to sign up for this, you can just check the description below. You will get the question as well. Okay. All right. So this is the question. A data company wishes to store its data files on the server. They wish to store n files. Each file has a particular size. The server stores the files in buckets. The bucket ID is calculated as a sum of the digits of its file size. The server returns the bucket ID for every file request where the file is stored. Write an algorithm to find the bucket IDs where the files are stored. So basically what you're given is these bunch of files for, like, there's one file which is called 41, another file which is called 467, another file which is called 334. For each file, you're supposed to calculate the bucket ID. How do you calculate the bucket ID? Well, for 41, it's 5. It's basically the sum of the digits. For 467, it is 4 plus 6 plus 7. That is 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 7 is 17. So it's 467. 4 plus 6 plus 7, 17. 334 is 3 plus 3 plus 4, which is 10. So you'll have like 10. So you have to, basically the question is a fancy way of asking you, can you find the sum of the digits of each of the given numbers that have been given to you, and you have to print the sum of the digits in a single line. So a very standard question that any services based company is going to ask you. This is not only specific to Wipro. Any company can ask you a certain question like this. I can do this question in Python because most of you were actually asking about Python. We've got a lot of requests to do questions in Python, so hence I'll be doing it in Python. It's not really that difficult in any other language as well. You can take it up in any other language, but I'll probably take it up in Python right now. I did a lot of questions in C programming in the similar style for NQT preparation, so you will find that in the suggestions below anyways. You can go ahead and try those out as well. So we'll do this. Basically what the question says is, given a list of numbers, find the sum of the digits of each number. That's all you're supposed to do, nothing more after that, right? So for example, if I get the list of numbers like this, if I had the list of numbers, I'm just going to write a multi-line comment. This is the list of numbers. Sorry, this is not the list of numbers. The list of numbers given is 41, 467, 334, right? So my output should be 5, sum of the digits, 467 is 17, sum of the digits, 334 is 10. So that's the sum of the digits that I'm supposed to take output. So very quickly, how I'm supposed to solve this question right now is, number one, what am I supposed to do? Take input all the numbers. Take input each number, right? After taking input each number, then what do? For each number, that means I'll go through each of the number. For each number, take sum of the digits, right? Print sum of digits, right? This is what I'm supposed to do throughout this, right? So let's do the steps one by one. Again, if you didn't understand the question, it's fairly straightforward. You've been given a list of numbers, and the bucket ID of each number of each file is calculated by taking sum of the digits. All I'm supposed to do is go through the array and output the sum of each sum of digits of each number that is given to you, right? Okay, so let's take an array as input in Python. So first thing that's given to us is the number of inputs. So we'll do n is equal to int input, and then we'll do array is equal to list map int input dot split, right? So this will take input the array, and it will also make sure that each number in the array is also an integer, right? So it's also going to make sure that each number in the array is also an integer. That's what it did over here. Now there is another way of doing this by which you treat each number as a string, And if you're doing it in Python, it's easier that way. However, a lot of you are joining us who are probably C programming or Java programming, and in that you can't really do all of those string manipulation as well. So I'll do it in the way as if you are doing it in C programming. That means the logic I'm using here will be the same as if I was using any other language as well. Okay, so I'm going to go through each number in the array. For number in array, I'm going to go through each number in the array, and what I need to do is let's say bucket id is equal to sum of digits of number. And what does sum of digits here mean? Sum of digit is a function. So I'm going to use the function. So I'm going to use the function sum of digits, and that is going to take the number num and is going to calculate the sum of the digits of number itself, right? So that's what it's going to do. So bucket id is equal to sum of digits of num, and sum of digits is a function which I will define later on. So I love programming like this, where I got the main logic, and then the task that is being repeated, I'll just put it off into a function, right? So we're going to do that, and then I have to actually print the bucket id. To print the bucket id, after I've done this, I have to print the bucket id, and remember that at the end of after printing the bucket id, there has to be a space, right? And finally, once I'm done with all of this, I can print a new line, right? But between each bucket id, there should be a space. So I now have to calculate bucket id, which is through sum of the digits of this number. So let's define sum of the digits of number, right? So def sum underscore of underscore digits of some number, let's say num. This is the function. And what are we going to do? We're going to go through each number in that particular, each digit in that number, and I'm going to add them, right? So how would you do that? We can do basically, generally, how do you do it? So let's say you have the digits 4, 5, 7, 8, right? The way you would do it is you take a sum variable, right? Some variable, let's say, let's call it answer, and first you'll make it answer is equal to 8, then you'll say answer is equal to 7 plus 8, then you'll take answer is equal to 5 plus 7 plus 8, right? And so on. Basically, at every point you extract the last digit, you reduce the size of the integer, and again take the last digit, you eliminate the last digit, again take the last digit, and so on. So first we took 8, eliminate 8, then take 7 and add it to the previous 8, then remove 7, then take 5, add it to the previous 7 plus 8, and so on, right? So how do we actually do this one? So see, what we can say is last underscore digit is equal to num modulo 10. That's how you extract the last digit, right? By modulo 10 will give me the remainder when divided by 10, and that is nothing but the last digit. So I'm going to get the last digit. Last digit is equal to num modulo 10, right? Answer is equal to answer plus last digit. So that means that initially answer has to be 0, right? Answer is equal to 0. We say answer is equal to answer plus last digit, and then what we do, num is equal to num divided by 10. We do an integer division, so it removes the last part, right? The last integer is removed, the last digit is removed, and num becomes 1 lesser, right? Okay, till when do we continue this? We'll continue this till while num is greater than 0, right? So while num is greater than 0, we continue this part, right? We keep dividing by 10, adding it, dividing by 10, adding that, and finally what we do is we say return answer, right? So if num was 0 already, then it's just going to return 0. In all other cases, it's going to first take the last digit, answer is equal to answer plus last digit, it's going to take that last digit, and then num is going to eliminate the last digit again, and so on. So that's how we do it, right? So that's I think should be mainly it, right? So that passes this test cases, and when we submit, it passes all of the test cases. So very simple, very straightforward. This is one of the currently asked questions in different campus rounds of Wipro, so this could really help you out. It's not the exact question. We have taken feedback from students and produced a similar question. It's not the exact question, but yeah, this is what you can look at. This is the level of questions they're asking. Now again, since there are 2 coding questions in Wipro Elite, I think the first one could be of this level. The second one will be slightly more difficult. Such practice questions we have in our Wipro course, but the first one could be similar to this one, right? So that's what you can have over here. Okay, so people are saying this is pretty easy in Python. Can you try it in Java? Again, it's the same thing. It's not really that difficult in Java as well. I mean, this exact same thing. If you want, I can very quickly do it in Java also, if you want. So let's take this up in Java. Okay, yeah, let's do that. All right, so 1 second. sorry, yeah. So let's quickly do this in Java, guys, because some of you are like asking in Java. So let me just quickly do it in Java. You do public class main, and then you do public public static void main. Let me just zoom in. Yeah, string args, right? Same thing. And again, if you're following in Python, sorry, following in Java, then the C is pretty much the same thing as well, right? Java.util.scanner. So we pick the scanner part. Okay, so this is our main function. We take scanner is equal to new scanner scan is equal to new scanner system.in. Okay, this is standard way of taking input. And guys, if you are like a little bit freaked out or a little bit afraid of this, don't worry. There's the standard way of taking input in Java. This till here was the Java syntax. After this, it's all logic. So what did we say? We need one function that takes the sum of the digits, right? So you do public static int sum of digits is what we need to do. So we need to take the sum of the digits, and yeah, public static int sum of digits. What else is there? Int num. We take a particular number over here, right? I think in Java we'll run into this interesting case where what you have is, okay, this is fine, this is not a problem actually. Yeah, anyways, so yeah, so we'll take the sum of the digits over here, right? So let's write the function first, because now we already know the logic. So what would be the function like? Again, the same thing. We take int answer is equal to 0, while num greater than 0. What do? We simply do int last digit is equal to num modulo 10, and num is equal to num divide by 10, and we said answer is equal to answer plus last underscore digit, right? So we take the last digit, we add it into answer, and every time we're taking the last digit, and we are also reducing num by 10 every time. Finally, we are going to return answer over here, right? Okay, great. So here, what do we do in the main method? We first accept the number of integers that are going to be there. So we take scan.next int, right? These are the number of integers that are going to be there. Now we need to take every element, all of these n files, right? So we do for int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. I'm going to take input a particular file. So int file is equal to scan.next int. Right, we take that. So we've taken input that particular file. We say int answer is equal to, or rather system, or okay, int answer is equal to sum of digits. So we take, this is the function that we wrote, right? Sum of digits of our particular number, which is file, right? We can, just for consistency's sake, we can call this also as num, and we can call this also as num over here, right? So we took the sum of digits of this particular number. Again, same flow as Python, guys. Look at this, it's the same flow as Python. It will be the same flow in C also. It doesn't really matter. So we took the int answer over here. Then what are we going to do? System.out.print, not print ln, but we're just going to print. What are we going to print? We're going to print the answer plus some space, right? That's what we're going to do. We'll print the answer plus some space over here. So that should mainly do it, right? I guess, unless we made some compilation error or something like that. Yeah, this passes these test cases. And okay, it's taking too long to run. Okay, I see. Okay, that's interesting. I think we have run into an infinite loop somewhere rather than anything else. We have probably run into an infinite loop, because this should not cause us a problem. Let me see again. That's interesting. Okay, the logic is the same. There's some issue, I guess, with the Java one. We'll quickly debug it. It says time limit exceeded, your code too long to execute. Okay, interesting. All right, I is equal to 0, I less than an I plus plus, ans plus this, and what did we say? While num greater than 0, num is equal to num divided by 10. Do we have any negative numbers over here? Not really. Okay, that's interesting. Why would we get a case where okay, why would we get a case of Java, sorry, over here? What could be that case? Okay, one second, let me just quickly run through this one. I think I'm making a very silly mistake, guys. Anyway, the next question I'll continue to do in Python and in Java if you guys request. So more than happy to do that. We take scan int, n num is equal to scan dot next int, n is equal to n scan dot next int. Are we getting a problem here or here, or is it that the number is too big? Is the number too big? Is that the issue? Okay, 0 less than equal to number file size. Okay. Oh, number of files can be up till 10 raised to 6, is it? I see. The number of files are up until 10 raised to 6, but we have still done the maximum that we are allowed to do over here. We have not gone too far as well, unless the numbers are very, very big. So then you might need to do a thing. But yeah, guys, I don't think that should cause you any issue over here. So yeah, this will the logic is the same. It will work in Java also. Don't worry about that. I think probably one of the test cases is off. I think so. Not really going to be an issue, right? But I'll just check 1 second. Just give me 1 sec, guys. So let me just check it out. Indeed, if it's a test case issue, are we missing something? Just give me 1 second. Yeah, let's quickly go into that and check out. And this is where your mentors help you out. If you are stuck in such a case, do reach out to your mentors. They'll definitely help you out in this kind of a thing. Yeah, so 1 second. Yeah, just looking into it. Probably we missed some edge cases. If you guys have some idea about edge case, do let me know. But I think it's just mostly an edge case, guys. Yeah, it seems to be that it's a very very big file. And yeah, for those of you guys who always bug me about Python being faster and another being slower, well, guess what? This is actually in this case, Python was faster than Java, simply because we took the entire thing and then we took the sum of it. So if you look at the Python code, let me just show you the Python code, guys. Why this was faster in Python was because of this, right? It's this part, because we took the entire input in one go and then we split it out. Whereas in our case, we are going one by one and actually taking all the inputs. So the right way to probably do this would be, there is no like real right way. This answer is correct, guys. This will work. The input given over here is just too big, right? But this is the same logic that you can use here. And I think if you use the same logic for C also, it will work out the same way. It's going to be really fast for C as well. It won't really cause you any problem over there. Right, so yeah, just confirming again that this is a solution that works for Python. 1 second, let me just run it and check. Yeah, it does work for Python. It's the same thing that if you run for Java also. We'll just fix that text case, but it really should not be a problem for you in Java as well. Okay, all right, let's go to the next one. This one I'm going to pick up more from the a more premium question. So this is a premium question. If you want to access this, you'll have to actually log on to the Edyst platform, pay for the course and join in. Let me pick that question up. I believe it is in maths question, I'm guessing. All right, okay. So an e-commerce company plans to give their customers a special discount for Christmas. This question is called Christmas discount. They're going to give a special discount to their e-commerce company plans to give their customers a special discount for Christmas. They are planning to offer a flat discount. The discount value is calculated as a sum of all of the prime digits in the total bill amount. Write an algorithm to find the discount value of the given total bill amount, right? And the order value can be 10 raised to, okay, it's not even 10 raised to 10 or something. This is 10 raised to probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 10 raised to 10 raised to 5. Do you understand that? 10 raised to 10 raised to 5, which is basically you're almost saying that is 10 raised to 50, right? It's the same thing as saying 10 raised to 50, because 10 raised to 10 raised to 5, your exponents will multiply. Do they not multiply? Yeah, they don't add, they multiply. So it'll be 10 raised to 5, right? So yeah, it's going to be like 10 raised to 10 raised to 5, 10 raised to 50. So that is the kind of big number you're going to get. It's going to be a huge number, right? Okay. And the input consists just of one integer, right? So there's just one integer. And what you're supposed to do is basically, let's look at this question. So you have like 578 over here, right? The Christmas discount of 578 is counted as 12. Why? All of the digits which are prime numbers. So all of the digits which are prime numbers, those prime numbers are going to be added, and those are going to be added and going to give you, you have to take the sum of those prime numbers. So 5 plus 7 here is 12. You could have 10 raised to 50, right? So you could have a 10 raised to 50 as the biggest number you're getting it. 10 raised to 50 means what? You have roughly 50 digits. So this is the trick of the question, right? Basically it's saying you have to go and find out all of the elements, right? And find out which are the prime numbers, and all those prime digits you're supposed to add up. All right. Now, how will I find out all of the prime digits? If 10 raised to 50, will I store it in an integer? Will I store it in a string? Because see, if we do the same approach as we did for the previous question, in the previous question, what did we do? We divided by 10 and we kept going forward, right? If we do the same approach that we did in the previous question, we'll get stuck, because in the previous question, we assumed we're getting an integer input. Here, we're getting a 10 raised to 50, which means that 50 digits are possible, which means it's not really possible for us to do an integer input over here, right? It's going to be a string input, because there's no integer input that can hold up to 50. You can use in Java big integer, but in other cases you can't really do much, right? So that's what you're going to get over here. That's the difficult part. The best way to solve this is to take as input a string in thing. So I'll do it in Python, because in Python strings are really simple to do. I think most of you are saying you're in Python. You can do the similar thing in C. Again, for C, if you want to see how to do it, check out our NQT question, TCS National Qualifier questions. We showed exactly how using the C ASCII values you can convert any digit into its you can convert any character into a digit. So you can check out the TCS National Qualifier videos that we had done, and you can understand over there. I'll do it in Python again, because a lot of you are requesting in Python. So let me do it in Python. So the input here is pretty simple. It is n is equal to input, right? I'm not taking int input, I'm just taking input over here. That is, it's a string input. I'm not taking int input, I'm just taking input. And I'm going to go through each element in the string. I'm going to check if it's a prime or not, right? So what I'll do is for for digit in n, okay, and I can do this for digit in n because in Python a string is an iterable, so I can go through each element in the string. So for digit in n, what am I going to do for digit in n? I want to say let me take, let's say, final discount is equal to 0. And what I'm going to do is for each digit in n, I'm going to say, if is prime digit. So if the digit is a prime number, then what am I going to do? I'm going to say final underscore discount is equal to final underscore discount plus digit, right? So we're going to add that digit to our final discount. That's what we're going to do, right? And after we've done this, what do we want to do? We want to print the final discount. Print final underscore discount. Right? So we want to just print the entire discount over here. Okay. Does this make sense, everybody? Simple, guys. Simple to watch, right? Simple to understand. That's it. So the major part is the digit a prime number or not, right? So for that, we need to write a function is prime, and we have a particular digit over here, right? Now the thing is, the trick also is in the question. The question very clearly says, right? Okay, one thing we didn't do is we should convert this digit to an integer before making it as a sum, right? So we want to convert the digit into an integer, then only, and the digit we can convert because it's just one digit. It will be digit between 0 to 9, right? And that's the trick. Between 0 to 9 means that the prime numbers are also limited. You don't have to check whether that number is a prime number using some heavy algorithm. What simply you can do it is if digit in what are all the prime numbers between 0 up until 9, you get 2, 3, 5, 7. That's all. Those are the only prime digits that you have, right? So you could do it like this. If digit in this, you could also do it like if digit in 2, 3, 5 and 7, right? So you can do both ways, right? Because a string is also an iterable and list is also an iterable in Python. So you can do it in both ways. So if digit is in this, return true, otherwise you return false, right? Why can you write a return false without an else statement? Because if you return true, it's not going to go forward anyways. And if it's going to return false, it means it never went in the first if condition. So I think this is all you're familiar with, but just some basic programming stuff, guys. So anyways, if digit is part of this, then return true, otherwise you got to return false, right? These are all the prime numbers that we have. 2, 3, 5, 7. Am I missing a prime number between the 2, 3, 5, 7? No, we're not missing any prime numbers. Anyways, so we print the final discount over here. Let's run it and check whether we made any compilation error, runtime error, or anything in that sense. Okay, no issues here because 5 plus 7 12. We got the output as 12. Let's submit and check. And it passes the test case. So this also is another question that could probably come as your first coding question in the coding section. So for those of you who joined late, these are all of the sections that you can probably expect in NLTH as per last year's, that is 2019 conducted NLTH. You can expect these, and as you said, there are two coding questions. Both the coding questions we discussed today are good candidates for the first coding question, maybe even the second question. Like if you check the second question, the Christmas discount question we checked, if you were trying to do it using an integer, then you would have got a very complex answer. Or if you were trying to do it using, I'm going to write my prime number function, you got a complex answer. But if you make two simple observations that each digit is nothing but it's a single digit, so you can easily get the prime numbers. Those are 2 3 5 7. You don't need to write a prime number algorithm. And also that even though there are 50 digits, you can go through each digit one by one, even though it's a string, right? So these were the two questions we did today, called Christmas discount, and what was the first question, bucket IDs. We have many other such questions that were like very recently asked by Wipro, and we've taken feedback from students, and we've put up the similar questions on our platform. These are again not exact questions, but similar questions we've put on the platform. So you can go ahead and try them out on this course that we have for you, this Wipro course, edyst.com/course-info/Wipro. Also mentioned in the description below. You can also go for that and click it, sign up. If we are running at a discounted price currently, so you can go ahead and take that up. And my suggestion is at least try the one free mock test if you're not going to take the course, because National Talent Hunt can be announced anytime, and you don't want to miss out because you just didn't prepare, right? So at least do the mock test, because that's one free mock test. You don't want the same question coming again and then you'll miss out, right? So that's mainly it, guys. Let's quickly look at some of the questions you might have in the chat, right? Again, there's some delay over here, so I may be reading your chat questions early, but you are seeing me read it very late, so please have some patience for that front. Anyways, I'm picking up some of the chat questions that are there. Yeah, here it is. Is there a section cutoff in NLTH? Yes, absolutely, Shravya. There is a sectional cutoff in NLTH. Because generally last year it was conducted by AMCAT NLTH. We're not sure about this year. We expect it to be the same, but it was conducted by AMCAT, and generally in AMCAT test there is sectional cutoff. However, always read the instructions carefully and wait till you got the instructions from your placement officer. That will be the most helpful, right? Okay, somebody saying Python is okay. Everybody likes Python. Yeah, okay, everybody likes Python. That's why I did it. Especially in NLTH, you will most probably not have the same issue that you had with TCS NQT, where the Python compiler wasn't really good. In NLTH, the compilers are generally good. You don't have any issue with the compiler as such. It's generally a good compiler. So that's that. I don't think there are any more questions currently. I'll just wait for a bit to just check if there are any more questions. Right, okay, no questions as such right now over here, right? Let me just check. Okay, no questions as such, guys. You can all put them in the chat, and if you guys don't really know or don't have any questions right now but have some questions later on, you can reach out to us on this number on WhatsApp, or on this email ID, team@edyst.com, or 7702053535 for us on WhatsApp. We are active on both of them, or sign up for our course over here, and our mentors are online and they're happy to help you out with any doubts you have in any coding questions as well. So yeah, I think that's probably it. I don't see any questions as such right now. Thanks everybody for being online. So glad to see all of you starting to prepare for NLTH right now, even before it's announced. Trust me, you guys will have a big advantage when it comes to cracking NLTH. So do go ahead, sign up for that course, prepare for it. Let us know in the comments below if you want us to cover anything else, probably from NLTH, probably from other campus drives, probably other topics altogether. Let's say it could be like full stack web development, data science, whatever it is. Let us know in the comments below. We are happy to always listen to your suggestions and get up more and more such things, right? So yeah, I don't think there are any more questions currently. Let me just wait. I'll just wait another minute if there are any more questions, or if my team can just confirm if there are any questions right now. Okay, very, very good. Is there negative marking? No. Shravya is asking question. Is there negative marking? No. There's no negative marking. Last time at least there was no negative marking, but again, please watch out this time around. Whether there will be, you have to read the instructions. Last time there was no negative marking as such. Right. Yeah. Thank you so much for the question, Shravya. Thanks everybody else also for joining in. It's been a great session. I hope the festive season brings a lot of joy to you, and I hope that through this festive season you can actually get a job as well at the end of this. That will be really good. Deepak is saying I solved both questions. Amazing, Deepak. Great to know that you solved both the questions. Amazing, man. All the best to you then. I think you've been following our webinar since a long time, Deepak, and so glad to see when students are able to solve both the questions. That's amazing. Right. Okay. All right. So I think that's mainly it, guys. Oh, okay, so I solved both coding questions. Can I expect turbo package? Very, very good. So guys, those of you who don't know what a turbo package is, a turbo package is basically the higher level package that that Wipro will give you. So Wipro has two packages. There's one a project manager, sorry, project engineer and a turbo engineer. A turbo engineer gets up to 6 lakhs per annum. Project engineer is I think about 3 to 4 lakhs per annum. In a turbo engineer, generally that role is offered to select students, or the opportunity to go for that is offered to select students after you've cleared this round. So once you clear this round, only later on you start getting the information about that. You won't get it right away. You can expect it if you cleared both two coding questions, but again it depends on the cutoff. So that's completely on Wipro, and it also depends on whether they have those openings this year or not, right? The issue with the pandemic and everything that's going on, so let's just wait it out and see. We don't have too much info on that, but we'll have to see, right, on that, right? Okay. All right then, that's mainly it from our side, guys. Thank you so much for joining in today. Wishing you all the best, wishing you a very happy Diwali. And yeah, we will have another very interesting session tomorrow, that is the 13th of November. Please subscribe to this channel to get notified about that that video as well. It's going to be really good, especially if you have friends who already graduated. It will be extremely important for them. So do subscribe to this channel and let them also know that something really interesting is coming for them tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you all the best with your placement preparation. Thank you all, and I'll see you later.